This is your urgent call to action. We are all called to lead in a world in chaos, crisis, and turmoil. Join a pivotal global movement for change to transform the leadership crisis worldwide. Will you play it safe, or will you wake up, step up, and speak out? Like Nelson Mandela did for South Africa and the world, we need a radical new way to think, act, and lead, leading boldly into the future. Join host Ann Pratt, a Harvard Fellow and multi-awarded businesswoman, and unlock the best version of yourself to revolutionize leadership with what the world needs now.
Greetings to all you future bold leaders. Thank you for joining us from around the world. My name is Ann Pratt. I'm formerly from South Africa, and I relocated abroad to attend a Harvard Advanced Leadership Initiative Fellowship in beautiful Boston in the United States of America. Today, our thoughtful bold leader joins us from the bustling city of Dubai, a city and an emirate in the United Arab Emirates in the Middle East. He is an international speaker. He is the author of the book Rumi, The Power of Love, and a former corporate lawyer from London. His international influence extends well beyond the world of law. He founded the Kingdom of Love in London, the Diplomat Business Clubs in London and Dubai, and also the Diplomat online magazine. He has taught international law at leading law schools in London and Dubai, and has participated and been a guest on several television programs for stations like the BBC, NBC, Voice America, and more. Stay with us as he shares with us his spiritual awakening and what inspired his journey from law to love. He shares more about Rumi, the 13th century poet, the theologian, the Sufi mystic, and the Islamic scholar. And finally, the power of love. We warmly welcome my dear friend, Dr. Mansour Malik, and welcome to Leading Boldly into the Future. Mansour, my friend, it's so wonderful to see you again. I'm really excited for you to come and be part of this Mandela message and movement, and to really talk to us today about a topic very close to your heart and mine, the power of love. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Anne. It's a great honor and great pleasure for me to be on this great program.
Wonderful, wonderful, Mansour. And I'd love to begin. You've had a remarkable career. You've been a corporate lawyer. You've lived and worked in London. You live in Dubai. You have an international network of incredible people in your life across many sectors. What in your career stood out for you as the highlight, and what really shaped you to your current passion in the world? What shaped and influenced your current passion?
You see, I just give you very briefly my beginning. Internationally, people were moving. So my father, my great-grandfather, they moved, I don't know from which area. But currently, my most family, they are living a town, a city called Murray. And there I was born. My father was a highly educated person and also the medical doctor. He preferred herbal treatment, and he was a very, very man of faith, man of many qualities, and always helping people. And yes, I inherited actually those things from him, from my childhood. Although we were 7 brothers, but I was the closest to him. In my very young age, 6, 7, 8 years, I started working with him because that time, no, these medical systems. And he was doing it from his just a side house of a big farmland. And I was born and brought up in the farmland. I see lots of fruits and pick them up and all that in that atmosphere. So he wanted my help. Too many people coming, and he was not doing it for the business. His job was in the education, but he was doing it to serve the humanity and people coming from everywhere. So he needs help. So I was helping him. And then at the age of 10, he taught me how to inject a person. He was not very much in the interest or the for the injections and these things, because he will be preferring herbal treatment to people. But some people, they need that type of emergency. So at the age of 10, I learned how to inject a person. And I was
From a medical point of view.
Yes. So
medically
that time there's not hard and fast, the strict rules. And I learned so much and so much about the health I learned. And this is the old knowledge, the real knowledge, right from the Greek, you see, medicine and Indian medicine, which has the worldwide, you say, very well recognized. And there is then my father and my own brothers, and most of them, they come to the same profession, teaching and the medical line, etc. But I
so
don't
what
know,
made you go into law? Why did you go into law?
This is surprising that my mind was totally different. And I chose law, and I did law, and then I entered into law practice. Even my all brothers, they were opposing in the meeting. No, you have to go to education. No need of law. But I said, no, I'll do this law or nothing. My father said, he encouraged me. And he always was as a great guide and like that. And then I succeeded at a very young age. I don't know, my father's prayers. I was a normal person, very young. I got the murder case before I got the license. Then on the height of my practice, I remember still, there was a British consul. So they become my friends. And he said, Mr. Altenton, his name was, that, Mansour, you are going to London for the holiday, but I have a gift for you. So he brought me just a letter that I should take, because I was doing some corporate law. So there I should have like a course for 4 weeks and paid by the British consul. And I was surprised. I went there and I attended that 4 weeks. So it really helped me a lot. And I understood. And then from there, I went to just looking, because this was my second visit, right, in London. So I wanted to go to see the University of London, Bar Council, all these things. So University of London, I've been there. And I just asked them general questions. So the lady was very kind. She said, gave me oh, you can fill up the application form. I have no intention, because I'm already qualified lawyer. I don't need it. But I don't know. I just picked up the form. I fill it up. I gave it back to her straight away. And I said, okay. She said, oh, this year, no chance, but next year.
To do what, Mansour? Sorry, I'm not clear.
To do the LLM.
LLM, the master's.
LLM at the University of London, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
And there I put the international law, human rights, constitutional law. Then I went to United States, and just for a visit. This was my first visit over there. And I really liked it, because it's a different world. So then I came back to London, and from London back to Islamabad. And I received a call from the London University secretary. She said that, oh, Mr. Malik, that you filled up form. Luckily, one person is dropped out, and you can take this opportunity if you want to. I'm not prepared for this. I said, okay, let me think. He said, but I just came back, and I have a law, a practice, this. She said, no, 15 days, you have 15 days, because in the first 15 days, there is just parties, welcome, and introduction, and registration, and these, so you don't need to, and if in 15 days you start acting when the lectures start. I become double-minded. So, but somehow I decided, I gave up my practice, which was like very lucrative practice, prosperous.
Where was your practice at the time?
Law practice in Islamabad. And my assistant, and I handed over to them. I said, okay, I'll just spend 1 year and I'll come back to my practice, so you carry on. When I go to London, and third day, because I have a very lavish type of lifestyle, a very big villa, car, driver, cook, chef, my wife, and just only one son. So they were very, very privileged type of life. And lots of diplomats I'm meeting, and parties, and inviting, even at my young age.
Mansour, I want to go back a bit. I know that in your wonderful book, and congratulations, your book on Rumi, The Power of Love, You make reference to the fact that your father, who you alluded to earlier, was a great mentor and role model in your life, introduced you to the teachings of Rumi, the 13th century poet. And your father really played quite a major role in shaping and introducing Rumi into your life. But it was only in 1993 that you had some kind of spiritual awakening. Can you take back to that moment in time? Two questions. Firstly, when you first read Rumi as a young boy, actually, what was it about Rumi that captured your heart, number one? And number two, what was the spiritual awakening that happened in 1993?
Yes. You see, my father used to, God bless his soul, he used to sing sometime the poems of the Rumi in Persian language. And I hardly knew Persian language. He knew Persian, Arabic, and other languages, but I just heard a few words. I memorized and I liked those things. All the time when I'm free, these verses or poems were coming to my tongue without any reason. So this is how I knew just basically about Rumi. Then you see in my office, I got so much bogged down, too much pressure of work. And I don't know, I start having some dreams and visions and things. I don't know what's happening. I can't sleep, and daytime I have no time to think about anything because too much people are coming. And then I go to my doctor GP. Her name was Mary. I wish I could get in touch with her.
Was it the 1993? Was this the
1993? Yes, 1993. Okay. And she checked me up and she said, "Oh, you have no medical record. You never came." I said that this is what I'm feeling. I'm very tired. I cannot sleep. And I have worked this. And she made tests. And then she called me next day back. She said, "Look, Mr. Malik, you are 100% healthy. You have no physical ailment." I said, "But Dr. Mary, I'm not feeling well. I cannot sleep. I'm tired. I'm this." She said, "Maybe you are spiritually awakening." I don't know what is spiritually awakening. This word I heard from her first time in my life. She said, "Why don't you go for a holiday? Go to Turkey." I don't know Turkey. I said, "Okay, go for a week, relax and come back. You have no problem." I really listened to her. I went and I took a Turkish young man with me as assistant. And we arrived at the Istanbul, and there I bought a guide, the travel guide. And in this travel guide, I was reading. And this was written about Rumi. Then I understood that Rumi is there in Turkey, in Konya somewhere. But I don't know where is Konya. And where is, I thought it may be in the nearby Istanbul somewhere. And then of the hotel I go, it was a 5-star top-class hotel in Taksim, but I couldn't sleep. This my assistant, he gone to his family. Next day, they're looking for me, but I'm just, they come, they just with more eat kebab, they took me, showed me around, but I'm not peaceful there. Second day, I got up, I have a breakfast, and I decided to go back to London. And there was English was a problem.
What was the purpose of your trip?
Research. To see the place, where the Holy Jesus will descend from skies, and a Muslim leader, Imam Mahdi, will receive him there. And then both of them, they will come out, and then they will have a fight with the Antichrist. And then the Antichrist, with one stroke of the Holy Jesus, he will end up. And that is it, and all evil forces will end. And then the Holy Jesus, with the assistance of this Muslim leader, Imam Mahdi, according to my studies, people interpret maybe differently, but this is my interpretation, and he will establish the kingdom of God, entire world, right, under his rule. And all evil forces will finish, love will come, prosperity, peace, health, happiness, all that.
You talk about this transformation that we need to go through. Just if we go back a step, in your mind, what are the current three big challenges in the world? Just very briefly and succinctly. What troubles you most about the state of the world today?
You see, today's world is much worse than at that time, but it was that the too materialistic thing. People were forgetting the values, life, you see, human values, ethical values, moral values. They just want to live, have money, and that's it, and car, and that's why. But it was all, I think, what this is not civilization, this is not culture. Everybody is just on this rat race. Now we are gone to another stage, and today, all the social media, we are not connected with each other now.
Yeah.
Most of the people, overwhelming majority, maybe people like me, you, and our friend Denise Berger and his family, and some other my friends, maybe they are 1%. Most of the people, family, say, sitting, anybody invites you for lunch or dinner, everybody is on the social media. Nobody is talking to each other. Hello, hi, then the smile, then again on the message.
Yeah.
And
so social media values and the disconnection in the world.
Yes, this is happening now more and more, right?
Yeah.
And what it is that maybe I come to that direction, that it was something I feel that every single human being, whether whatever faith they have, whatever color they have, whatever ethnicity they are the children of God. They are the children of Adam and Eve, right? Irrespective of their colors, faiths, beliefs, whatever, even non-believers, because they were created by God. And God is one for everybody, right? Who is the creator. And that's why we have to respect everybody. We don't have to judge people. We have to forgive and forget. What is you see the message? You see the prophet Joseph, his brothers, the step-brothers, how they treated him. They wanted to kill him, that they throw him into a well, dead well. But God raised him from this well to the crown. And when they appeared before him, he used the words which are in the three religions, the same actually, the faiths. He said, La tasriba alaykum al-yawm. There is no revenge on you today. And he forgive them, forgive and forget. Then the Holy Jesus time coming. He is the same in Bible say, forgive and forget. In Quran, the same words, forgive and forget.
What would be the third issue that concerns you? You've spoken about values, about social media and our disconnection in the world.
You see, now God created us. I'm an international media, I'm a lawyer. I'm aware of the laws as well. But certain laws, they make it. Let them make, because they have power and they have authority. There are no values left now. How is being the pride marches are taking place? You know for what, okay? Is there any pride on this? Do we need to highlight these things? Let every people leave them in peace. We are not against anybody. Whatever they believe, not believe, what they do, commit sins, not sins.
So are you referring to the conflicts in the world? Is it the kind of conflict?
Yes, because those, you see, the all prophets came to create a moral, ethical society and believing in one God, praying to God for this spiritual awakening and to be a good type of people, right? No, all those laws, we cannot be cleverer and more, you see, more than the God that who created through these books, Torah, the Bible, the Quran, even the other religious books. Nowhere it is recommended, and these type of new style trend is coming up. And sometimes really you just feel out of it, and I feel myself that maybe I should just keep away from all these things, because the society is so contaminated. There's no, those basic human values are left. Everybody becoming selfish. They just think of themselves.
What is your definition of leadership, Mansour?
My definition of leadership, the leader is the person who has no personal motives. He is free from greed. He is full of compassion.
He or she?
He or she, yes. Anyone, he, she. And their main purpose is to serve their citizens, to make their life pleasant, to make their life happy, peaceful, and there are even differential means to be taken care of that. This should be the welfare society a leader we need, and the leader that who forgives, forgets, and unite people. Unity, not for the party. These parties, the groups they created, they fight hell out of each other. And this is not the democracy. Democracy is to respect each other.
Yeah.
And whatever happening wherever, what is happening in United States is in front of you, what is happening in UK is in front of you, other countries. I know, come back to you where you see this Nelson Mandela movement.
Well,
this is
yeah.
the great leading point to us. This type of leadership we need it, because you said what kind of leader? A leader like Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years of his young life in a prison without any crime, okay? Just asking for the equality and human rights and things. As a lawyer, his all youth was spent in the detention center. 27 years later, when he comes out, walks out from the prison, and I was in London, so it was a big news. So I just I just was in front of TV to see these moments. I see the man is coming out from detention center with a smile on his face, a peace and serenity on his face, and no anger, no ego, and he's walking. And when he comes to the people, and he say, forgive and forget. Right?
Was that your Mandela moment, Mansour?
Yes.
Was that your Mandela moment when he walked out of Victor Verster prison and spoke to the people on the steps in Cape Town?
Yes, yes. So this type of leader we need today, right?
Yeah.
So I wish.
What was it about that moment that has kind of shaped and influenced how you think, act, and lead in the world today?
You see, this is, as I mentioned, my father, actually, he was helping people. Maybe it was in my inbuilt, or I inherited from my father, just to help people.
Yeah.
He never gave bill to anybody for his medical services. If anybody leaving some money there, it's okay. If doesn't leaving money, it's okay. Even like this. And I was in my law office, I was doing the same thing. Many people I helped.
Yeah.
And it is maybe your insight, inbuilt, inherited type of thing, or sometimes God's mercy and grace change you. And the most, you see, I never get that happy, even if I get a very big fee from a client. But when I help somebody free, right, I get the pleasure inside, I can't explain. And I cannot stop. I do more work to help people, and I take a pen day, night, time, I never take it until they get this relief. And this has been my practice, and this is the way, actually. This is how I got, and maybe I thinking that maybe this is I was helping people, so God opened so many doors for me. And throughout the world.
But my question is, in your Mandela moment and seeing Mandela, was that inspirational for you? Did that reinforce what you learned as a child?
Yes. It was, you see, when you're seeing this, before that, I didn't know much. Only we knew that he's in detention and there's a lawyer, and because I was a lawyer, so always we were making few things. But when I see this man, I see he has no ego. He has no anger. He has no arrogance. After this 27 years of suffering, he comes out to say, I will kill all my opponents who imprisoned me. No, he said, all my friends, forgive, forget, let's move forward. So that is the approach. This type of leader comes that who unites. We need unity. We need peace. And even you see our current world suffering, the Gaza, Palestine, Israel, killing, fighting. What is the purpose? If they come to this message of Nelson Mandela, or even they go to their books, right? Okay, they'll say, okay, why we have to kill each other? Let's sit down, forgive and forget, and let's move with the peace and unity. We all are human beings. My desire, your desires are all the same. All people have the same desire. They are same. You see, the creature of God. And it could be resolved if American government tries it to become like follow the Nelson Mandela philosophy and the path. And they will say, yes, we want to work for peace. That's all. No need of weapons. And when there's a peace and unity and respect for each other, we don't need these all billions and trillions spending on the defenses. What defense? To kill each other. Right? Rather, we should create the soldiers of love.
To your point, one of Mandela's famous quotes, which former President Barack Obama also quoted, was that if people can be taught to hate, they can be taught to love, and coming back to Rumi, and by the way, just love your book. I have it here, but one of the quotes that I really loved and I'd like to explore a little more with you is Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So in the teachings of Rumi, this wonderful 13th century poet, who is still one of the most popular poets in the world today, what do you think the process was that Rumi was referring to? The barriers we find within ourselves. Can you share a little more about what is that process to identify the barriers and dismantle those barriers?
Actually, we have two sides. One is as I look to you, okay? Our real self is inside, which is our spiritual soul, which is from God. And soul is different and our body is different. We are in this world, this is our dress, this body, physical body is our dress. We all working for this body only. And we know it, that this body will be left over here. It's not going to go with us. Whatever relates to this body, money, fame, cars, houses, palaces, whatever is there, luxury, all bank accounts, all credit cards, debit cards will be left over here. Nothing will be taken there. What will be taken there? This would be love for God and service for the humanity, and God will welcome you over there. And that is the way we need to move forward, that we have to educate people spiritually. Actually, the spiritual type of things were there in the past societies and the current time, because it's so much rat race and materialistic approach is there. And then I'm not against I'm for technology, for the positive side of it, but for the negative side of it, no, we should not stop it. Like a knife, we can cut the fruits and eat, or we can cut the neck of somebody. So it's a use of the technology. And this technology, another I have the view developed, is my own. And that technology is now appearing to the highest level. God wants to tell us that God above this, what the Holy Jesus was doing, what the Moses was doing, what he had, which power he has. He has no army. He has no weapons. He has no drones. Only one stick. But he defeated the most arrogant and most powerful the king of that time, Pharaoh, right? So because the power of God is hidden, okay? When we submit to the power of God, it will happen again, because the height of the technology, when it's lost limit, from there, spirituality starts. Because spirituality is miracles. No AI doing this, metaverse is doing this. But in the past, if you see King Solomon, how his flights were going, how even the ant and the animals and whatever they were, the obedient to him, they were following him. So what power he had, what technology that was there. Messages were conveyed.
What is one of your favorite Rumi quotes?
Oh. Actually, there are many, but one he says that, look, I was searching for God everywhere, in the mosque, in the church, in the temples, in search of God. I'm going to Mecca, I'm going to holy places in search of God. I couldn't find him anywhere. Where I found it inside me, right? And if you see this, even the Bible and Quran words are same, that how God blowed his spirit when he created the holy Jesus or Adam or everybody actually. So this is the God is within ourselves. Once we are, you see, awakened inside, there is no sadness. To be honest, that I am here, I have no worries when I will leave this world, because I don't feel that this life is in real. Our reality starts, which is hidden inside, and immediately when you go back, and my next book will be coming on this subject. What is spirit? What is soul?
Yeah.
I already started working on this, because a lot of understanding which I never had. No, I have. And this is when you are in the spiritual path, actually the knowledge coming from inside.
Yeah. You know,
Inside.
one of the questions that has struck me too, and so often I think the Muslim faith is misunderstood by so many people.
Yes.
Why do you think the Muslim faith has been so misunderstood? And what, in your opinion, are the key parallels between the essence of the Muslim faith and other religions in the world as a unifying factor?
Yes. To be honest, that if you see the Jewish faith, you see the Christian faith, Muslim faith, they all belong to Abraham, the same faith. Those commandments are the same commandments in all three paths. Even the Hindus, even the Zoroastrian and the others, if you go and deep in their study, they all have those fundamental rules are the same.
Yeah.
Politics have divided people. Politics and greed. Greed and politics, you see the divided people, and then what they did it, many powers, they used a weapon against if they want to conquer a Muslim country, so they will make them demonites, okay? Now, if the current history, you see them, when the people, they were using the Muslim warriors against Russia, okay? So they were calling them in London. I was surprised. I was seeing all this, and the Osama bin Laden and these people, they're making them heroes, okay? Because they wanted to defeat the Russia. The minute the Russia was defeated, the same people who were holy warriors, now they become terrorists, right? Then you see them, 20 years in Afghanistan, what they have not done there. And these people run away. Then suddenly after 20 years in front of everybody and surprise, American left everything. And they just gone back to without doing anything, and those Taliban people, they came back. They came back. But whatever you and me and most of people will believe, because we watch TV, whatever it is, you see, the fed to our brains and information, all false or right, we just believe it. We see anything in the TV, oh, I just seen in TV this news. And there are lots of news are 100% false. Because they try to justify their point of view through the use or abuse of, sometimes they use religion, sometimes they abuse religion. This is how they did it. I have too many friends, many Jewish friends I have, not for one day, right? Without knowing them for many, many years. Yeah. We never have any conflict. I have so many Christians. Even yourself, right? I don't see any difference. I just see that you are a part of my family, and we are so close in the Denise and all that. So this is the common people. Only the governments, they use the religion for their motives.
For divisive
sometimes
purposes.
Occupying, that's it.
Yeah.
If they stop doing this and they say, no, we are all equal, let's share this or everything, so everything would be perfect.
Yeah.
no exploitation of any nation, anybody, but they have divide and rule. This is the British policy, my country. So they always divide and rule.
Yeah.
And they have divided many countries, and because of their politics that they can control, right? And out of this, I am far now after studying the constitution, law, human rights, everything. In this mature stage, I came, and I now live in Dubai, right? Why Dubai has risen to the sky high within few years?
Yeah.
Because this is a kingdom-style government. One person decides, who is very mature, and he has a team of advisors, not the politician for their own purposes, and immediate decisions. In London, anything they want to do, it will take 2-3 years just to get the approval. Here, now the idea coming in Dubai, submitted to the Sheikh, he thinks it with his advisor, they discuss these pros and cons, and within a day or 2 or week, they decide it. And the work starts.
But the other side of the coin, Mansour, is that that's what comes with democracy, to represent the will of the people. So, you know, I hear you, it's a different kind of leadership model. But when we talk about democracies, it's more complicated. It comes with longer processes too.
Yes, very complicated actually, very complicated. And it's also dividing two people. You see the one party like London, the Labour and the Conservative, fighting heck and nail, you see. And this is why they have to fight. Because when they divide them, and it is okay. So instead of that, they should make the decision with unity, with consensus. This is the democracy, real democracy. Everybody is respected. We have what kind of democracy? If 49% lose the election, 49%, and 51% who got the vote, they command and they dictate and they become the dictator of the country, whatever they want. And those 49%, nobody represents them. They are just thrown out on the street. So this kind of system, now I'm thinking about this. Now I'm thinking, right? That why this system, old system, they coming up, the King Solomon, King David, Cyrus, all these people, so this was the, like this, you have a family head. Like your family head, your country head is one. Everybody respecting, everybody loving, everybody caring, and their kings were taking care of each and every person. Most of them. Yeah. There were, yes, brutal kings were there, and they did lots of bad things, but I'm talking that good type of people. And if we those model we have, and now even the Islamic point of view, whenever they were the Prophet, he did not harm anyone. And in the Medina, he set up the state. He wrote the first constitution there. He gave the rights to Jews, the Christian, the believers, non-believers as a part of the society. Yeah. So everybody was taken care of. But that too, Islam, they have just hidden it up. And this modern type of these terrorist groups, many powers actually, they create them, whether they're Muslim, non-Muslim, they use those people on the name of Islam, because the common people will not know. Village people, they say, we just believe in Allahu Akbar and that's it. They would not understand. They will follow.
Just shifting gear a little, a couple of fun facts. What is one of your fondest memories from your childhood?
You see, which I say that because my father, my role model or whatever, maybe everybody loves his father, but my father he was like a university. He has so many aspects: medical, education, culture, religion, social. I don't know how he was spending. And he always taught us that maybe I was the most closest to him, that be always good with people. Always, he actually is fed into my mind. And this become like, maybe sometimes I think that maybe I am his true inheritor, that he impressed me so much.
Your mother's words continue to play out in your life.
Yes. I think this is coming. And this is where I see that my spiritual journey is now making me understand better that my mother's supplication or the whatever the prayer, they are still actually just helping me. Whatever I do behind it, that
That's
is
wonderful.
yes, yeah.
In our final few moments, Mansour, what are your final thoughts around the future of leadership? What are your final thoughts around the future of leadership?
You see, whatever the God knows all these things, but the eschatology, whether it's a Christian eschatology, whether it's other religions or Islamic eschatology, which I did a lot of research, and my first book came, Jesus in Quran, right? And it is just on my table, like this. This was the book that where he will descend. And why I'm saying this, that our future is in spirituality. Our current, this modernism, this height of technology, all this going to the end time. And I'm looking the post-technology age, right? That post-technology age would be the spiritual age, which would be definitely Holy Jesus will establish that kingdom. In this kingdom, we don't need the type of credit cards and the debit cards and paying these bills and those bills. This will become like a welfare state. And this leadership, if you see, because this is one of the signs that before the coming of Jesus, the world will become so problematic and leadership will disappear. You will not find a leader that is really called leader, right? And who could unite people, even unite the people, not the world, even their own countries. There's not a single leader left now. United States, big power, right? What is happening there? You can see the leaders, how they attack each other. Is this democracy? Is this a civilization? No. Same in the UK. Yeah.
So if we summarize around the future of leadership.
So yes, that the leadership in the current time, in future, I don't see that mature type wise leaders. And the way they are just behaving everywhere. And not only the political leadership, you can see the religious leadership. There's no religious leadership left. There is no spiritual leader is there. They're claiming a lot of them, but they're just using the religion to make money or to make their politics. They're using the religion for politics or material gains. And the politician, they just use for power. That's all. And no other rules. The total purpose is their person or their group of people, they will benefit from them. So that's why I see the leadership with all respect, whether it is a political or whether it is a religious, they are in decline.
Yeah.
And
so that leads to the next question. Do you think Mandela's leadership blueprint is relevant today? If so, why? If not, why not?
You see, I wish that our leaders, right from United States to Australia to Canada to UK to all countries, they follow the footsteps of our very recent, this great genius leader, wise leader, full of compassion, right? No ego.
You're talking about Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela. If they follow his legacy today, there will be peace. If the peace returned in South Africa, right? All those fights, everything is gone because of him. So that the message, as long as that legacy of Nelson Mandela is followed, there would be progress, there would be happiness, and there would be success. But all our countries, there is dividing the people. People are dividing and dividing. So that is.
But Mansour, that's why we're doing this work, my friends. So, we're doing this work exactly for that reason.
Yes. So people like you, like me, we are all soldiers of peace and love.
That's a wonderful note to complete on. So Mansour, thank you so much. Thank you for the work you've done in, again, bringing the words and wisdom of Rumi to life. And thank you for sharing your message of love.
And thank you very much. Your wisdom, your knowledge from the Harvard and many countries, and what you're doing, the great service to the humanity. We are just there as the soldiers and for this mission. We have no other motives apart from this peace, unity, love, respect for everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Inshallah.
Thank you.
Friends like my very dear friend from the Middle East, Dr. Mansour Malik, let us reimagine a world of love and a world at peace. Today, we are a world at a crossroads. We witness the tragic, heart-wrenching, and bloodthirsty waves of violence with rippling and crippling consequences worldwide. The Institute of Economics and Peace is an independent, non-partisan, non-profit think tank headquartered in Sydney, Australia, and New York City. It is dedicated to shifting the focus towards peace as a positive, achievable, and tangible measure of human progress and well-being. It ranks 163 independent nations and territories around the world in a global peace index. The 2024 Global Peace Index, which has measured the state of world peace in 2023, reveals that the world is at an unprecedented crossroads. 52 nations are at war, the most since World War II. 92 countries are engaged in conflicts outside their national borders. That is more than any time since this index was established in 2008. Economically, these conflicts are costing the world $19.1 trillion, which is equivalent to 13.5% of global gross domestic product. 110 million people have been displaced, and 16 nations each have hosted at least 500,000 war-torn refugees. Friends, the world is at an unprecedented crossroads. Nelson Mandela once said, "No one is born hating another because of the color of their skin, their background, or their religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite." So how do we exercise leadership and turn the tide in these troubled times towards love and peace? Well, there are 9 ways in which we can begin. The first begins with a question. In times where there is a loss of hope, purpose, and meaning, do you inspire people? Do you engage with them, their values, their beliefs, their loyalties, and their needs? Secondly, do you speak from the heart and listen from the heart? It creates a much deeper sense of purpose and connection. Thirdly, do you show people the same openness that you expect from them? Number 4, do you read the emotions of others, which give us clues about the undercurrents that are really going on beneath the surface? Number 5, do you listen for the subtext, the story beneath the story, the song beneath the words? Next, do you listen with compassion, with curiosity, and with patience, and without judgment? Do you deliver a tough, difficult message with patience when it is difficult for the other party to hear? Number 7, use your unique communication style that is shaped by the specific cause or purpose that is important or meaningful to you. And number 8, allow for silence. Silence has its purpose, its content, and it holds people's attention. Friends, when you seek and find this kingdom of love. You will be met by warriors of love and peace. The final insight and clue comes from Rumi himself, the 13th century poet, the Sufi mystic, the theologian. Rumi said, "Art beyond the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, the opposite sides of the conflict. There is a field. I'll meet you there." So until next time, let us meet each other there. And remember that leading boldly is about making thoughtful, clear choices. And bold leadership is about taking bold action, just one small step at a time. One step for you, but together, a giant step for world peace and humanity. Take care and take thoughtful, bold action.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Leading Boldly into the Future. Please find links and connections mentioned in this show in our blog and never miss an episode by subscribing at anne-pratt.com. That's ANNE-PRATT.com. May these insights from inspiring industry leaders, remarkable disruptors, and courageous champions of change bring forth a brand new you, emboldened, empowered, and ready to inspire hope. Come back soon, share with your friends, sign up on anne-pratt.com and join our movement for change. Why? Because the world needs you to lead boldly too.